Hello everyone! Valentine is around the corner. WoW has received a bit of an update to Love is in the Air, and so my mind started wondering, what to do. Do I want to make a video talking about romance, l'amour, love stories in Warcraft? Well, I did already do a top 10 a few years back, so instead I want to do a love list now, but one with a somewhat disturbing twist. Love stories that are a little bit out there, that make you question, what is love? Doesn't even exist in Warcraft. For a universe that we play in, a universe of might and magic, what room is there, and how twisted can it get?
Serve Aara puppets, and rejoice.
Among the Night Elves, there was none as beloved as the Queen Aara. Light of lights, flower of the moon, vision of perfection. Gorgeous and powerful, yes indeed, but there was more at play here. Illidan could see the magical aura surrounding her, the spell casting, hypnotizing those around her into eternal devotion. Not even the demons sent over by Sargeras were safe of this. They too wanted they too wanted some of that night elf action, but none were worthy to Aara. None but the gods up above could move her heart. And wouldn't you know it, they made contact with such a god, Sargeras. In her mind, Aara began picturing the world as if the place would have been decimated. Then another, more intriguing thought entered her mind. True, she was the most perfect of her race, the icon of her people, but there was one who was even more glorious, more magnificent, and soon he would come. His name was Sargeras.
Sargeras,
she whispered.
Sargeras the god.
An almost childlike smile crossed her face.
And his consort Aara.
That's right, she envisions quite the future for herself and the Titan Sargeras. Would they do little boat rides on a world completely decimated by the Legion? A quick dip into the fell pools while sipping some champagne? Oh my. Now, as delusional as Aara might appear, it gets way worse when you realize that Sargeras had eyes for only one thing. He set his sights on Azeroth itself at the end of the War of the Ancients. This is from the Scepter of Sargeras, Chapter 4. The Scepter of Sargeras is known for the gleaming jewel that adorns its apex. Many theorize that it represents Sargeras' baleful eye, which caught only a glimpse of Azeroth before the fallen Titan was ripped back to the twisting nether. But the truth is far different. Soon after the War of the Ancients, Sargeras had a vision. The Well of Eternity imploded once again, but this time it dragged him down to the very core of Azeroth. He was there for only an instant, but in that moment, he saw Azeroth's slumbering world soul, and in that moment, the world soul opened one eye and gazed at the Dark Titan. He was enraptured. Since then, the eye of Azeroth's world soul has not been far from his thoughts. He commanded the Eredar, who forged the scepter, to crown it with that lone wondrous orb. Next to it, the Eredar placed 2 Nafrazim wings, a testament to Sargeras' conception of the world soul. Corrupted, demonic, and most importantly, his. How we learned this information, I have no idea. It's part of the Scepter of Sargeras lore books, but what? Did somebody steal a page out of Sargeras' diary? Did he confide in his fellow demons of that wonderful day when he became obsessed with Azeroth? Perhaps one day we can actually ask him. The day that the Titans return might be the day that we also see Sargeras return. Let's sit him down and ask him how he feels about Azeroth. With their return, we might also see our boy Illidan, and oh my god, Illidan, why? Why did you hold on to that love for Tyrande of Whisperwind? She told you time and again, she showed you time and again during the War of the Ancients and beyond that you were not her choice. You were not that guy, and yet kept locked away underground, unable to end yourself. The first time that she spoke to you, you said,
"After all these ages spent in darkness, your voice is like the pure light of the moon upon my mind."
And so, despite millennia of darkness and torture, you still went out and you fought for her alone, cause you once cared for her, absorbing the Skull of Gul'dan and saving the forest. They then banished you for being who you are, doing what they wanted you to do. And what did you do when she was in trouble? Throw all your plans to the side and save her once again.
I was wrong to set you free, Illidan. I can see that now. You've become a monster.
Monster? Is that what you think of me? I have always cared for you, Tyrande. I sought only to prove my worthiness, my power.
Raw power is no substitute for true strength, Illidan. That is why I chose your brother over you.
Still you refuse to see me for what I truly am.
Well, okay, you then left them behind and went into Outlands, became the Lord of Outlands, and worked on your plans to defeat the Legion. Despite my Shadow Song being there, I can understand that your history of imprisonment and then taking her prisoner, it might have complicated things, right? Not impossible in World of Warcraft, as we'll soon find out, but it's definitely difficult. But still, Illidan, I don't understand. Why was she still on your mind in your final thoughts? You have spent more time away from her than with her, and still she kept that place in your heart. Now, I'm not saying that she's bad for you, or that, maybe you should have listened to her and let her go. Okay, I am saying that, but I'm also saying that you need to learn how to love yourself a little bit more, because if and when you do return and you ask us, hey, champion, hero, did you deliver my final message as I sacrificed it all again to keep Sargeras locked away? And then we'll have to tell you yes, but her reply... Oh, Illidan, her reply.
Though at times I wished your heart had made a different choice. In the end, I know it made the right one.
Contrite words. Yet I must wonder whether he truly meant them.
Maiev and Illidan have forged a bond through the bars, but love, not so much. Now, some love can form in captivity. For that tale, we'll have to look at Moira Faran, originally called Bronzebeard, daughter of Magni Bronzebeard, the same one that goes around yelling about the wounds. He is a father, former ruler of Ironforge, but the bond with his child, it was never great. She was born a woman, and for that crime, he treated her differently, without respect. Then came the Dark Irons to kidnap her, take her away into the mountain, into the Blackrock depths. Now don't be fooled by the way that she's dressed. She might look like a reference to Princess Leia from Star Wars when she was taken captive by Jabba the Hutt. But don't be fooled, for there is true love to be found here. You see, during her time as a captive, she got to speak with Dagran Farusan, ruler of the Dark Irons, and quite the opposite of her father. Dagran actually listened, actually cared what she had to say, showed her respect, and her heart opened up to him. Now pregnant of his child, she was ready to form a family. Was it not for foolish adventurers ruining everything? Her dad had sent them on a rescue mission, as if she needed saving.
Why? Falrozan was a great and honourable dwarf. You ruined my life, and the life of my unborn child.
Moira returns, with the rightful heir of both the Dark Iron and the Bronzebeard clan, working on building him a future leading all of the clans, as it was in the days of Modimus Envelmar. Mayhaps that will be his future. The war within is gonna tell. While Moira and Magni, they have been trying to mend old wounds and grow closer again. Grandpa Magni tries to do better. Love finds a way. And when it doesn't, heroes can always be recruited to create a love potion. Mistress Negmara has the pains of love. Her dear private Rocknot is immune to her charms. She is spurned. It's maddening. We must help her. You see, Succubi know much of love, and she can make a potion to beat down the iron walls around Rocknot's heart. To make it, she'll need some Grum's blood, giant silver veins, and a filled vial with water from the Galaka Springs crater in Unguro. All of that gathered will let her fix the hole in her heart that threatens to consume her. Finally, he is going to fall victim to her charms. And our rewards are either a pair of manacle cuffs or Nekmara's whipping belt. From the mountain that does not know the word consent, we travel to Duskwood, where the undead haunt the land. It wasn't always gloom and doom around here. Once the place was known as Brightwood. Get it? Bright instead of dusk. But it would fall in hard times with the Orcish Horde invasion and the death of the Guardian Medivh. It doesn't mean that once upon a time, the people were just living their loving lives. People like Abercrombie, a kind alchemist, who we help out with all kinds of tasks. Surely nothing can go wrong when acting out of kindness and love.
Stitches want to play!
The man has gone insane after the death of his beloved wife Eliza, and we helped him to put Stitches together to terrorize the poor people of Darkshire. not the only dark magic's going on here. He has tried to bring his wife back to him, using that dark magic to place his own heart within the bosom of his beloved dead spouse. He actually succeeded, but it also cursed her with a hunger for human flesh, forcing the embalmer to keep her buried. His heart is his power, and so we find his wife's grave, not to softly retrieve his heart, and we bring it back to town while it still beats. It's in the same town where we find our last disturbing tale of, let's call it love today. The tale of Stalfon. Stalfon Mistmantle of Silverpine, who became a tutor to the children of Lord Flintrich of Stormwind, as we learn through our questing, following his steps. Giles the boy seems a bit rambunctious and would be a challenge to educate. However, the elder daughter, Tiloa, seems exceptionally smart. I couldn't help but to notice her captivating beauty as well. She is on the cusp of womanhood now. Supposedly, the Lord has arranged her marriage for next year. But I digress. This week, I will accompany the family to their summer cottage near the Eastville logging camp in Elwyn, close to the Red Ridge Mountains. I hope to write more while there. Most strange and uncontrollable feeling. Never have I felt the way I did today. Whilst assisting Giles with his history lesson, Tiloa was outside tending to the flower garden. After a few minutes, she came inside and placed a scarlet begonia in my open palm and smiled at me in such a way that my heart felt as though it was trembling within my chest. Most certain that she shares the same feelings for me now. She even placed her hand on mine this morning. When she smiles, her eyes light up like glittering diamonds. Unspoken words pass between us. I can feel her in my pounding heart and heated veins. But then, anger and fury, the likes of which I never knew existed. How dare she? As I was instructing Giles in the meaning of numbers, Tiloa appears before me with a suitor, holding hands in public nonetheless. What an uncouth young man. Rather than introduce me properly, Tiloa simply said, "Oh, that's just my tutor, Uncle Stalfon. He is a nice, old man." Old. At that word, my cheeks flushed with heat. I am but a few years older, and yet she betrays. Downward spiral of despair. First she mocks me, and now she is engaged. The ungracious charlatan was pretending to love, when truly she desired to hurt me all along. A black void lurks within me now, and it grows with each waking moment. The blood I shall spill pales in comparison to the tears I have shed. Stalfon was consumed by hatred and murdered Tiloa, her husband, and her whole family at the Eastville logging camp. He hid the body shortly after, fleeing his home in Stormwind to return to his old house near Darkshire and Duskwood. We're asked to take care of this murdering love fool and return the Mistmantle family ring.
Once you go dead, you never go back.
And with that, I hope your hearts are filled with love and happiness now. Enjoy the holiday. Good luck on getting your love rockets. Subscribe if you like my videos. And until next time, see ya!